Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is week 9 in the NFL, and let's just say it's time for the playoffs to hurry the fuck up. Let's go. Chop, chop. We got fucking things to do. All right? It's gonna be this simple, all right? From this point on in the season, you're only paying attention English. From this point on in the season, you're only paying attention to 8 or 9 teams from each conference. So what? Roughly a little less than 20 teams, okay? They're ready for the draft, but we're not doing draft coverage right now. We're focused on the season. So at the halfway point, we're going to look forward to these teams that I'm about to talk about, and I'm going to jump into the seedings just so you kind of get an idea of where they're at, and I'll tell you where they're going to head, where they're going. We're going to start out with the NFC, okay? So right now we're looking at it, as you guessed, Seattle is the first seed. We got the Seahawks at number 1. Buccaneers at number 2, the Packers at number 3. Unfortunately, the sorry-ass Eagles at number 4, because we got to give them a playoff spot, because if not, they feel left out, blah, 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 whatever. All right, then we're going to jump into the new wild card system. System, right? Seeding. There's an extra seed, all right? That's the difference. There's 3 instead of 2 now. We got a total of 7, only 1 bye week. A few things has changed, but it's all the same. Right now, we got the Saints at 5. We got the Cardinals at 6 and the Rams at 7. And there's only really one team left in the NFC that kind of plays for anything, which is the Bears, who are also 5-3. The reason they're not in is because the Rams beat them a few weeks back. So, they're kind of on the outside looking in. However, I don't think that's going to stay. We'll get back to that. So we're going to jump into it the way I think it's going to pan out in the next 8 or 9 weeks or so, depending on COVID. I think Seattle is not going to stay the top seed. I actually believe the Buccaneers, especially with the addition of Antonio Brown, although he hasn't played a while, if he keeps his shit in line, doesn't lose his mind, and doesn't make headlines for shit off the field for the next 8 to 9 weeks, I think they'll be the top seed. Now, that doesn't mean that they'll win it all, but they'll be the top seed. So I think the Buccaneers get the bye, not only because of AB, but I know Tom Brady, especially recently in his career, they always look for that bye. They didn't get it last year. They got one and done with the Patriots. He's going to shoot for that bye. That's his goal. And I think they'll get it, especially the way they're playing right now. They're playing good. They're playing really good. So I'm going to put Tampa Bay at number 1. Then I'm going to put Green Bay at number 2. I think the Packers are going to win the North because Aaron Rodgers is that fucking dude. So I think the Packers are going to win the North. They'll get that 2nd seed, and I think they'll be playing the 7th seed, if I'm correct, right? That's how it works? Yes. That's how it works, yeah. Then the 3rd seed might shock some people, but the Arizona Cardinals. Yes, the Seahawks fall from the 1st seed to not division winners. What? Listen, this is why. They have one loss. That one loss is to the Cardinals, and I do believe that Russell Wilson right now, what he's doing is MVP shit, magic shit. I mean, he's lighting people up and nobody's helping him. He's got the whole restaurant to himself and there's only one chef and he's doing it all and the meals are 5-star meals. That won't last. I mean, I want it to last because it'd be cool. It'd be nice to see. Very entertaining, good football, and I think Russell Wilson is capable of it, but it won't last. That defense is just not there. They're getting Jamal Adams back, but Jamal Adams is a safety. He's a great safety, don't get me wrong, but one safety is not going to make a defense go from garbage to decent. I mean, they'll be slightly better because Jamal Adams is a damn good player, but I don't think that'll make that big of a difference, and I really think the Cardinals are coming on with their defense. I think their defense is better than Seattle's, and for those of you who don't know, even though the Seattle offense is crazy, the Cardinals right now have the number 1, what the hell? There we go. Anyway, the Cardinals right now have the number 1 offense in the NFL. That's huge. Not a lot of people know that, but I mean, they're doing it. They're 5-2 right now, and they're rolling. I think they'll get the 3 seed. The 4 seed, obviously, Philadelphia, whatever. Doesn't matter. That team sucks. They're going to lose their first game anyway, so we're just going to move on. To the 5th seed, which actually does matter because they get to play the Philadelphia Eagles. And I do believe that the 5th seed is going to be the Seattle Seahawks. Okay? They're not going to win the division, but they're sure as hell not going to be anything lower than the 5th seed because they're going to be good. They're going to probably finish 12-4, if I had to take a guess. Maybe 11-5. So yes, I'm saying the Cardinals will finish better than that. The 6th seed is going to be the New Orleans Saints. Yes, the New Orleans Saints are going to be the 6th seed. The reason they're not going to win the division is, well, yes, the Buccaneers are a powerhouse. Even though they already beat them once, they're going to be playing again this weekend, tonight actually. So keep an eye out for that. I don't know. I mean, Drew Brees' arm was suspect in the beginning of the season. It was suspect last week when I watched the Bears game, he didn't throw a pass past the fucking first down marker. And that's going to catch up to you sooner or later. Yeah, Michael Thompson's coming back, but that's not going to be enough. You need to do more. You need to push the ball downfield. Eventually, a defense is going to come and just clamp down on your ass. So I'm still skeptical about that. And I think the 7th seed is going to be the Chicago Bears. I think they're going to slide in there over the Rams. I know the Rams have the tiebreaker on them, but I do believe the Rams are going to lose more games in these final 8 games than the Bears. Mainly looking at the schedule. I mean, the Bears still have to play the Lions twice, the Lions once, the Vikings twice, the Jaguars, and the Texans. So I think all those games for the Chicago Bears are winnable. They still got to play the Packers twice. Maybe split those. They got the Titans this week. We'll see. But I do believe the Bears, because of their defense, and only because of their defense, are going to get that 7th seed. Because I do believe the offense will eventually pick it up, because there's really nowhere to go anymore. You're kind of at the bottom. Eventually, you're going to have to go up. And any more up than they already are is going to help. It's going to make a difference, and it's going to make that defense feel better. Get up front early, score first, let the defense play with the lead, and watch what happens. Great things, I promise you. So that's it for the NFC. Just to recap it. The number 1 seed, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number 2 seed, Green Bay Packers. Number 3 seed, Arizona Cardinals. Number 4 seed, Eagles. Number 5 seed, Seattle Seahawks. The 6th seed is going to be the New Orleans Saints. And yes, the 7th seed is going to be the Chicago Bears. AFC time, baby. Let's go. That one's also packed. I love the AFC. I'll tell you why. First of all, only undefeated team left in the NFL are the Steelers, currently the 1st seed in the playoff picture. Then we got the 2nd seed, the Kansas City Chiefs. Enough said. They won the Super Bowl, MVP Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl and regular season. Buffalo Bills finally getting over that New England hump after, 20 years? I think they're going to win the division the first time. Yes, they will. The Titans, King Henry, and the underrated, undervalued Ryan Tannehill. That team's scary, and they're good. They're going to win that division. Nobody else scares me in that division. Phillip Rivers' arm was going to die. We'll get back to that later. Then the 5th seed, the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson, MVP, Madden cover athlete. Is this the Madden curse? Is this the you can't really follow up that MVP season type season? Well, the man's got to learn how to throw the ball downfield. The man's got to learn how to make plays with his arm. Now, I'm not saying that he has to in order to be successful, because clearly he won MVP without doing it. But let's look at the facts. 0-3 against the Chiefs. They just lost to the Steelers, and 0-2 in the playoffs. Who does that sound like? To me, that sounds like Peyton Manning, the quarterback who was fantastic in the regular season. Always did great. You could even say he's GOAT just from his regular season. But what happens when the pressure's on? Crunch time, baby. Win or go home. It's a big game, big team, big opponent, big quarterback. Lamar Jackson doesn't have it. Now, I'm not saying he will never have it. I'm not saying that he sucks. I'm not saying that he's a bad player. But think of James Harden, or like I said earlier, Peyton Manning. What I'm trying to say here is Lamar Jackson is a good player, but he needs to learn how to win those big games. And until he does, the Ravens will be nothing but a pretender in my book. They could go fucking 16-0 in the regular season. I need them to, first of all, win a playoff game, because you're going to get there. But also beat the teams that you need to beat. Because if you can't beat them in the regular season, you're going to see them in the playoffs, and you're already not having success in the playoffs. It's just not going to, the math doesn't add up. So I think that Lamar Jackson's going to have to step it up, and I believe he will. But that's why they'll be the 5th seed. They're not going to, Steelers are good. Big Ben, legit. Then the 6th seed, the Indianapolis Colts. And the 7th seed, the Cleveland Browns. That's how it lined up right now. Will it stay like that? Hell no. It's not going to stay like that. But I'll tell you how it's going to be. Remember, I was there. Future, back now. Here we go. First seed, right, is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. Of course. Of course it's going to be the Chiefs. Why wouldn't it be the Chiefs? You got fucking Patty Mahomes, baby. I know they lost one game to the Raiders. Still shocked. I can't believe that happened. Fucking, they lost in a shootout with the Raiders. Much respect to Oakland, or Las Vegas, my bad. Then we got the 2nd seed, the Steelers. I think the Steelers they're eventually going to lose the game. They kind of have to. And I bet, in a sense, I know this sounds weird. You're like, oh, I want to go undefeated, blah, blah, blah. But it hasn't happened yet. Remember, the Patriots were going to go undefeated. The only game they lost was the Super Bowl. Right? So if you're the Steelers, you kind of need to lose a game just to kind of reset your mind, reset yourself, focus back in. So it sounds crazy, but I almost think they want to lose a game. Not give it up, but like get beat so they could improve. Because when you're undefeated and you find no flaws in yourself, you don't want to find those flaws in the playoffs to disappoint a fantastic regular season. So I think they will eventually lose, and I think they'll end up losing more games than the Chiefs do this year. I'm going to slide them in at 2. Then at 3, we got the Buffalo Bills. I think they'll stay there. And the Tennessee Titans at 4. I think they'll stay there. I think the top 4 is pretty much the same, except I'm putting the Chiefs over the Steelers at the end of the day. And then here we go with the 5th, 6th, and 7th seed. Now, like I said, in the NFC side of things, it was an 8-team playoff race with only 7 spots. However, in the AFC, there's 9 teams. And if you really, really, really want to push it after Drew Lock's pretty cool, pretty fantastic, actually pretty miraculous comeback win against the Los Angeles Chargers last week, you can throw them in there. But you got the Las Vegas Raiders 4-3, Miami Dolphins 4-3, and the Denver Broncos 3-4. Those 3 teams are the 8th, 9th, and 10th seed in the AFC. And I think 2 of those teams are actually going to hop in. Now, the Ravens are going to stay at the 5th seed in the wild card. I think they'll get that. But we got the Indianapolis Colts and the Cleveland Browns at 6 and 7 respectively. I think that Indianapolis is going to actually miss out on the playoffs because I don't believe in Philip Rivers' arm. He's an old quarterback, and he's no Drew Brees to play till 40, and he's definitely no Tom Brady to play till 43. I think that it's going to catch up with them. They're going to have to end up throwing the ball down the field at some point to make some sort of significant play in a game that they need to win. Sounds kind of obvious, but it has to happen. And I don't think he has that juice. I think they're going to actually kind of go on a losing streak, and they're going to miss the playoffs. And the same thing with the Browns. They lost OBJ, and sure, some people say, what if Baker Mayfield's better without him? Maybe. I haven't seen. But I don't see it. I mean, how are you going to take away one of the best wide receivers in the game and say you're going to be better? Maybe the offense is more together because everybody knows they have to step up. Maybe they play with a little more sense of urgency because there's no safety blanket. I don't know. Still got to see that. They kind of got walloped by the Raiders, 16-6, but it was really a dominant game by the Raiders. So with that being said, the 6th and 7th seed, I think they're actually going to get shuffled. I think the Raiders are going to be bumped up to the 6th seed, and the Dolphins, believe it or not, I think they're going to go on a run with Tua, the rookie. He's going to get in there, and he's going to show that there was a reason they picked him that high, and I think they're going to actually make a push for the 7th seed. So I could definitely see the Vegas Raiders and the Miami Dolphins kind of jumping into that playoff race. So for the AFC, I'm kicking 2 teams out, and I'm putting 2 teams in. So just to recap real quick, my AFC final prediction standings at midway point in the season, we're going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs, number 1. The 2nd seed is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. The 3rd seed is going to be the Buffalo Bills. The 4th seed is going to be the Tennessee Titans. The 5th seed, wild card seed number 1, going to be the Baltimore Ravens, and then the 6th and 7th seed are going to be the Las Vegas Raiders and the Miami Dolphins, respectively. Now, that's a lot of information. I appreciate you guys watching the whole video. Let me know what you think. Let me know where I was wrong. Let me know where I was right. Let me know if you want to know lottery numbers from when I went into the future when I made this list. You know, photographic memory. I got you. Just slide in the DMs. All right. It was awesome. Great hanging out with you guys. Enjoy the rest of your football Sunday. Maybe the first game's already done. So, you know, I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the week. Have a fantastic week. Yeah. Have a fantastic week. All right. Peace.